Hey, what's up everyone? GameDad here, and I am back with another Nintendo Switch game review. This time I am taking a look at the latest entry in a long-running series by WayForward, and that is Shantae and the Seven Sirens on the Nintendo Switch. Now, while this game is available on multiple other platforms, it somehow just felt right to play it on a system that can also be a handheld, since the very first game in the series, Shantae, was originally released for the Game Boy Color. Now, spoilers, before I even get into my review of the game, I had an absolute blast playing this game, and I highly recommend that you pick it up. But before we dive into the review, if you are new to the channel or you just haven't yet, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and also consider hitting that notification bell, that way you get an alert every time I get a new video coming out. Now, I know that everyone on YouTube always tells you to, smash that like button and hit those subscribe and notification bells and everything, but did you know that it really actually does help the channel grow? I mean, look at this right here. Did you know that almost 90% of you that watch my videos aren't even actually subscribed yet? So, help the channel grow a little bit and maybe throw a sub my way. Now that we got that out of the way and we're all best friends because you totally subbed to my channel now, even though I was giving a super hard sell, let's go ahead and dive into the review of Shantae and the Seven Sirens on the Nintendo Switch. If you love anime or cartoons, then the visuals of this game should really speak to you. The game is bright, colorful, and all of the actions are wonderfully animated. The game even starts with and has anime-style cutscenes, which is a fun change of pace with the types of games that I usually play that are filled with gameplay-style cutscenes or things that are super 3D and highly rendered. Instead, it's just a fun animation that takes me back to Saturday morning cartoons. The levels are super detailed and have small touches that really make the design of the game pop. What's also fun about that level design is that every area has a different theme to match the overall aesthetic of that area. There are multiple areas with multiple different themes, and much like in the style of Hollow Knight, the game lets you explore openly, but gradually gives you new abilities to allow access to other new areas. Each new area is absolutely gorgeous and reminds me of the classic platformers of old. If you rush through, you can get through the levels without issue, but if you take the time to explore, you will find a lot of different secret areas and new critters to defeat. This is another area where the game shines. Sure, there are quote-unquote upgraded versions of some of the enemies, but the library of different enemies is great. And there are even some surprises from past Shantae games that are included as a fun throwback. The enemies are detailed, but not to the point of feigned realism. More to the point that the game makes them really pop against the level design background. Now for the audio. The soundtrack to this game is fantastic and is done by the same person as the rest of the franchise, Jacob Kaufman, who also was actually the composer for other games like Contra 4, Red Faction Guerrilla, and even the Mighty series. The soundtrack for this game is absolutely perfect in its theme and matches each area of the game exquisitely. The audio in the game is also very careful not to sound repetitive from area to area, and is full sounding everywhere you go in the game. The point is, the audio is excellent, and it never gets in the way of the gameplay. It only enhances the game and is absolutely vital in creating a memorable experience. Now, previously I mentioned the relation to Hollow Knight, and that is because Shantae and the Seven Sirens is like the plucky, hyper little sister to the moody teenage brother that's all about the doom and gloom associated with his inescapable angst. Anyways, the game is a perfect entry into the Metroidvania style of game because it's not difficult by any means, but is challenging enough to be fun for someone of any age, in my opinion, of course. As the game progresses, you earn new abilities after defeating the various bosses, and no, I won't spoil the number of bosses or what you get from them, just know you need it all to beat the game. The new abilities are super fun and inventive and totally on brand for the Shantae series, and I wouldn't have it any other way. The first time facing off with a certain someone from your past can be a bit annoying if you do what I did and forget that you can eat food to heal, but honestly, once you figure out the patterns, it's a solid and challenging experience that is just right. The only time in the entire game where I even got a little bit bored with what was happening was on the final boss because it just seemed to never end. So many phases, but overall, it was still an excellent experience. All in all, the game took me about 9 hours or so to beat, but that was without going for completion, which could very easily add another 5 hours of gameplay due to the collectibles system. I honestly feel like that would have ruined the experience for me personally, though, because it would have been a grind, and I am absolutely not into grinding in games just for a collectible that doesn't affect the outcome of the game. You do get some collectible things for your efforts, and I believe a secret ending, but the main ending of the game was just fine for me. Another cartoon cutscene, anyone? This game, in my mind, is a masterpiece. It's fun, has a great story, it's interconnected to the rest of the franchise without leaving the player wondering what's going on, and is just super fun overall. The graphics are excellent, the sound is amazing, and the overall gameplay is just exquisite. Just like I said at the beginning of this video, I highly recommend this game to anyone that is looking for a solid gaming experience. It won't take you weeks to beat either, like a lot of RPGs and stuff do nowadays. Now, if y'all liked today's video, please be sure to hit that like button down below, and while you're down there, let me know in the comments, do you have this game already, or are you planning on getting it in the future? And also, while you're down there, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as that little notification bell, so you get an alert every time I got a new video coming out. Now, as always, I'm GameDad, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.